Well, we have some of the most incredible elementary schools, and I remember when my girls were starting, someone told me Meadowview is magical because that's where we were zoned for, right? They could not have been more accurate in that. And I know that Creekview Elementary is just as magical because that's where I went to elementary school. So I can say that for both of them, right? But I want you to talk to me a little bit about what's been going on at Creekview because they have just been doing amazing things.
They have, and I'm so glad you mentioned because you Creekview graduate and Meadowview parent. What a wonderful!
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, you're like Chamber of Commerce. This is, you just put that out there because that's great news. But really and truly, when you look at those two schools academically, when I got here, I said I wanted people to try to move into this city and say, hey, I want to be in the city limits of Alabaster. I don't care whether it's Meadowview or Creekview because the academic standards would be the same. And that's what we've seen, that academically they're right there together and in the top 15% of the nation, which is truly amazing in literacy and numeracy, and I'm proud of them. But Creekview, let's talk about Creekview. Yeah. Creekview is probably our second oldest school besides the middle school. And, of course, when I say old, I'm not talking about 1920s building old. I'm talking about, that was built in the 90s.
92?
92 was when it was built, and the high school in 86, 87. So, but Creekview has gone through a complete renovation. We have put a new roof on it. We've renovated all the bathrooms. We've taken all the seafoam green out that was popular in the 90s and replaced it with school colors. Yeah. Because school colors never go out of style.
This is true.
And so that's that's kind of been our brand, is to brand everything the school colors. And so Creekview's got a complete renovation. We're doing the last leg of it this summer. Mm-hmm. We're doing I think it's the 300, 400 halls and 500. And they're getting complete renovations. The bathrooms were done before and the hallways were done. So the classrooms, we're down to the classrooms now.
Okay.
So that school has completely transformed. It has great bones. Mm-hmm. But unlike a lot of elementary schools, it's actually been refreshed. So when you walk in there, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
So if you walked in there, you wouldn't see any of the seafoam green
right.
and all the stuff that was very popular in the 90s in every house and everything. So, that coastal look, and that's not there anymore, but it's very nice and well done.
Yes.
So that's something that's exciting. And Phase 2's finishing up this summer. They're ahead of schedule. Mm-hmm. Knock on wood. They're ahead of schedule.
We love that.
Yes, yeah. So I love those things. Creekview's done a great job academically. When you look at their test scores, just amazing the company that we're in. Mm-hmm. And I'm very proud of that. They received National Blue Ribbon this past year, which is, the first in our system to ever get that. And I do believe that we have other schools poised for that. I think Meadowview and TIS, I think, will be knocking on the door in the next few years looking at the data that's very similar to Creekview's. So I'm very excited about that because we have to have somebody get us on the map.
Yeah.
And I think Creekview helped do that. Kim Bice, I know, as reading coach, and Trissa Cole worked, strongly together on that. Yeah. And so I'm very excited. But they've done a reader leader and math elites program this past year at Creekview that's been pretty amazing. I'm excited because got to make it fun too.
Absolutely.
The academic piece of it has got to be fun, and you can make it fun more in the elementary. And but I will tell you, they take it seriously. The students there are engaged. The reading instruction that we're doing at our elementary schools is as good as anyone in the nation.
Yeah.
You will not find scores with the student body that we have that can compete with us. Our teachers are amazing. They do an amazing job. We have coaches, math and reading. We have system math and reading coaches, and all of that working together with our parents as partners has made everything. We made gains when everyone else was dropping after COVID because we kept working.
Right.
We kept working. We stayed open. Everybody worked together. It was tough, but we did it.
Right.
And I think we taught ourselves some resilience, and we made up some time. Mm-hmm. We caught up with some people. I think there's some people now that look at us and like, how did y'all do that? And that's okay. That's when they're looking at us, it's flattery that they're looking at us academically because that's what we want. And I think we're like 95% proficient in reading in elementary, Creekview and Meadowview.
That's amazing.
Yes, so when you're at 95, 96% with the entire student body, you're doing something.
Yeah.
And, we have great literacy camps for the summer, helping our students catch up or get ahead, and also making sure that we don't have anyone that hits that retention law by the state, and we've been very fortunate. We've just been in great shape, and if you've had a chance to see those literacy camps and numeracy camps this summer, it's just fabulous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, and just thriving and everybody doing their part.
Yeah.
The Liberty Legacy Program, every one of our schools, participate in that. What a great citizenship.
Kids love it.
Oh, it's so great. And it teaches those fundamentals of citizenship that used to be ingrained in us. And I think now we have to really make an effort. And I'm so proud that we participate, and our state representatives and state senators support that with us as well. Miss Cole and her reading coach and math coach participated, and they did a presentation, at the National Blue Ribbon Conference, and they did that. And I was so proud of them, because you're on a very, small stage of people that get to do those kind of things.
Right.
And so I'm very excited about that, and they were very acclaimed for that work, and what a great story to tell.
Yes.
From a 78 to a 97 on a report card. That's not a bad change.
Nope.
Over 3 or 4 years, and every year making improvements. I think that one of the things that we've talked about is that Creekview and Meadowview are wonderful places to be. You walk in, there's love, there's that camaraderie, and all of that special that you want. I mean, I before I look at any test scores, I've got to feel good. I've got to feel good. My baby's going in there. I've got to feel good.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old is a baby, and I've got to feel good. And in Creekview and Meadowview, you just, it's just amazing.
It's there, yeah.
And I'm so excited. We've had a lot of people, we had the 3-year raise a few years ago, so we had a lot of people retire and everything. But I'm very proud of our principals and our coaches and the young educators. We're hiring a lot of Thompson grads.
Yeah, yes, which I love.
Yeah, they're coming back, and that's exciting. I saw it there. Creekview, Meadowview probably have the most. But I'm so excited because they're so excited. I'll never forget getting one email and said, I was on your superintendent advisory committee. I told you I was going to go into elementary education. I just graduated. Here's my resume.
I love that.
And the person was hired because she was amazing.
But what better way to hire someone whose heart is already there, and now their heart is going to be in it in a different way? I love that.
And I'm so proud of that. That is, we're growing our own in so many different ways. But growing our own teachers is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that, and our principals have embraced that. And, so I'm excited. Creekview has done some things that other people would never think they could have done. And that makes me happy too, because, I kind of like that, hey, we're not going to make excuses. We are who we are, but we're going to be the best that we can be for our kids. And to see that growth academically, very strong. There's Parka puts out some information, and I know I'm a data nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, when it comes to education. But when you look at this, we've worked hard every year. They put the school system, this is reading data, so it's Creekview, Meadowview together. Creekview has a big part to play into that. When you look at that scatter plot, and that scatter plot's got all these little dots on it, it looks like a big old mess. But when you look at it, you can hover over it. And if you're above the line, you're actually performing better than what your demographics tell you would do. Well, for the first time, we've always been right on the line. We don't want to be above the line. And this is the first time we've ever been above the line. That's
awesome.
Because that means that we're doing better than what even our demographics would tell us we would be doing. But that's what you want. When a 5-year-old walks into the building, there's not a one of them that doesn't have potential, and we have to provide, potential and hope with teamwork with parents and our school and our churches and our community means that we can be successful with all kids. And that's our goal.
Yep.
And when you're getting to 95%, you're there. I'll never forget the first ACT Aspire score I ever looked at for Creekview. We had 38% proficient in reading.
Wow.
That was in 2013 or 14. So to see that growth and the work that's being done, I'm so proud of our teachers and our parents and our students and our administration for getting in there and working.
Yeah.
And saying, you know what, we can do better. Let's do more. And I'll tell you, they do above and beyond. Creekview is a shining example of what you want your child to go into. I think Meadowview is as well. So it's exciting, and I just get so fired up about it because academically, people say, oh, well, they're jealous of Alabaster sports, and I think people are probably more surprised at our academic success than they are anything. And I think that's the one thing that they just can't figure out.
Yeah.
And hard work, dedication, and partnering together with our families changes the world.
Completely agree.
And Creekview's a part of that. So
I love
very
that.
proud of them. Miss Cole does a fabulous job.
Yes, she does.
And loves every bit of Alabaster. And I can remember when she was hired, I actually knew the Coles before I actually this was back when my wife and I first got married. My wife worked with Jamie Cole, who's on the city council.
Yeah.
They worked together at Progressive Farmer magazine. So years ago, that's been 30 plus years ago. So it's hard to believe. So I knew them, and remember when they got married? I think we were at their wedding.
And seeing
So didn't you? And then
all these full circle moments,
it
here,
is.
right?
It's amazing. But what two great people, and Charissa does a fabulous job. But I'll tell you, those reading coaches and math coaches being in those buildings makes a difference.
I agree.
And so I'm excited about that.
All right. Good job, Creekview.
Oh, yeah. Thumbs up.